Good morning and welcome to the Crafty Canary for my thoughts on Thursday. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about creativity and some of my thoughts about creativity. Now, I have always thought that I was not a creative person, even though I am a singer, a musician, a seamstress, I craft, I make things. I have never thought I was creative because I'm a pattern follower. I have not really had success in writing my own songs or creating my own patterns. And I thought because of that, that means I'm not creative. I just have to follow everybody else's patterns. It makes me not creative. Well, in my late 20s, early 30s, I was in a program at my church, a discipleship program, and the leader of that program really encouraged me to think of myself as creative and that we all are creative. And we are made in the image of a creative God. Therefore, we as image bearers are creative. I want to apologize for the plane going above. I'm having to record outside today. Back to creativity. Like I said, I did not think that I was very creative, but this leader encouraged me to see myself as created in the image of a creative God. Therefore, I am creative. And she really helped me to understand a lot that even though I may not be creating the patterns, I may not be writing the music, I'm still expressing creativity in my own way and in a form that God has given me and a talent that God has given me to create. And I still, when I sew, when I craft, I am making something. And it may not be like God. He's the only one who could make something out of nothing. We make things out of the things that He has provided for us to make. And He's given us that innovation and that creativity and that knowledge to be able to make things, to be able to make music, to be able to make art, make crafts, sew things. There's so many different ways that you can be creative. So if it's not one of those ways, don't think I'm not creative because I'm not a seamstress, I'm not a singer, I'm not a musician. There's so many other ways. There's even math, there's building things. There's ways that I don't even know about that you can be creative. So please don't limit yourself and think that you're not creative because you're not creative like somebody else, and don't compare yourself to others. Now, as I got older, I kind of slipped back into some of the thoughts of I'm not creative. I don't make patterns. I don't make up my own stuff. I'm not creative. But I got in the company of a lot of younger entrepreneurial women, and they encouraged me as well. And watching them and their creativity, it just really encouraged me that I am creative and to be more creative even. My juices began flowing, my thoughts began flowing, and I actually even felt more creative and like I was able to create some patterns of my own and make up some things, to do things out of the box a little bit more, because I am, like I said, I'm a pattern follower. I read the music. I'm just very in the box. And so it's a stretch for me to try to get out of the box, but I want to challenge myself every day to try to get out of that little box that I've made for myself and say that yes, God has made me to be creative in so many different ways. And some things that creativity really can benefit us is that it's a stress reliever. When we spend time creating, when we spend time making things, it does give us those endorphins. It helps us to detox, to relax, to kind of get out of the busyness of life and slow down and make something. There's many therapies created around making and doing and creating, like occupational therapy. When my mother-in-law was an occupational therapist in her career, and so what she would do with her patients would be to have them do crafts, to have them make things, to have them use those muscles that they needed to work on. And not only was it working with their muscles, but it's also working in their brains and in their minds, and I think as well in our emotions and in our emotional and spiritual state and health. So for my emotional health, I almost have to sew every day. I know that sounds silly, but if I don't, I feel a lot more stressed. And when I can take, even if it's just 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour to make something, to do a little bit of sewing, and I have projects going all the time, as you know, with my business, but even if I just take a little bit of time to work on something, it gives me that time to unwind, to kind of relax, to kind of stop thinking about all the hustle and bustle and the rush of life. Another thing that creativity helps us do is to be innovative in other areas of our lives. For example, because I'm a seamstress, I'm able to be kind of creative in how I take care of my home, how I manage my home. I can make things for my home. I can solve problems a little bit easier because I've practiced that muscle of being creative. So when a problem comes up, I can more easily pull on those creative juices to think of an idea to solve a problem. And that works for just about any area of your life. If you're practicing creativity somewhere else, then you can have those juices flowing so that you can solve problems easier. You know, like in repairing things in my home, because I have the sewing skill and because I have the creativity and because I've been practicing that creativity, I can repair things. I can come up with solutions, like when I have a video on how I made those reusable pads for my Swiffer mop. Come up with a solution like that, or many other ways. You know, me and my cheapness where I don't want to buy things, so I'm always thinking of ways I can repair something so that I don't have to buy it, like adding the elastic to my fitted sheets or adding the elastic to my workout shorts or my pajama pants. So there's just many ways that creativity can help you. So I want to thank you so much for listening to my thoughts on creativity. I want to hear what your thoughts are. So down in the comments below, tell me what you think about creativity, and has this inspired you and helped you to think of yourself as more creative? Because I think there's many of us, many people like me, who go through life thinking I'm not creative. But sit down and think of the things that you can do. Think of the gifts and the talents that God has given you, and those are ways in which you can be creative, and allow yourself to be creative. Allow yourself to spend some time on those hobbies and on those things that you enjoy doing and those talents that God has given you in order to create. So again, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and I will see you next time. Bye.